Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. I am Captain Foley,
I am Chronicles.
and today we are surrounded by a laser net. So we got to get this discussion out of the way before it closes in on us and kills us, or kabooms us, as some of our crew might say.
Or unlike Obi-Wan Kenobi, just sort of like cuts you in half. Yes, Stuart, this episode 7, we get Tholians, but not. But in fact, it's more Tholians than the Picard teaser implied with its Tholian-esque net. This is arguably actually Tholian technology that was just sung. Now, this is in the trailers. We all guessed, we all thought. I didn't quite buy they're going to throw Tholians in the first season because it would just didn't, wait for season 2. But I think it's fair to say it's a Tholian trap that was set. What do you think when you saw it? And yeah, was it like to see that on screen?
I was a little confused, honestly. I was expecting Tholians, and we got this. But that being said, it is outside Federation space. It makes perfect sense that it might be a Tholian trap, kind of like a spider web, if you will, trap a ship in there. But then I kind of thought maybe it was one of the pirates' tricks that they acquired this technology and put it there. But on rethinking it, it's very likely that it was actually a Tholian trap, and that the pirate, Captain Angel, probably didn't know about it necessarily. So it's kind of hard to say. I wish the net would have been orange in color, more orange and red, like it wasn't Tholian web. However, it's fine. It could just be modified Tholian technology as well. It's really hard to say at this point. But what were your thoughts on it?
No, I was thrilled to see it. I assumed it was, like you say, they just bought, nicked a trap from Tholians, but I kind of like the twist of this forces the pirate captain to work with the Enterprise crew to defeat it, because she's like, oh no, it's a problem in my plan. Now is this applying their own Tholian space directly? It kind of does. We don't know if we don't know who Tholians are yet, then where's their space? It's outside Federation space. Everything's outside Federation space that we don't know about, so I like that this is just a trap in Tholian space, and that means we get some Tholians in the next season or later. I think they're a super underused race. More interesting than the Gorn to me personally, but that's just me. It could just have been a visual gag like the Tholian-esque containment field fences of lower decks, which clearly a reference, but it wasn't Tholian tech specifically. It was just, if it had just been the original sequence of it starting the web, then it could maybe just have been like, let's like the idea of the visual. But the fact that it was closing in, that's an Enterprise thing that we saw, that's a TOS thing, that is clearly what they do. So I thought that was a really nice addition, and the fact that it was so easy to defeat certainly wasn't as fun, but a ship, they're all going to be equally generating the field. So that trick doesn't work in that. So I thought the way they got out of it was logical based on an asteroid field trap. And most races don't have the advanced technology of a Federation flagship. I said flagship a few more times. They've got just tech. So you can assume only with their better sensors. So I'm okay with it being that is defeating that one context, although obviously other races would be easier to defeat.
Yeah, and we know that Tholians love their asteroids. As we saw in Inmere Darkly, they had the Defiant story in an asteroid facility. So this was asteroid-based technology. Well, at least that's where the emitters were put. We've done a whole, I think for our 100th episode of Trekyards, we did a whole thing on the Tholians. And the Tholians have quite a good lore in Starfleet battles and stuff, different web technologies and things. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. That's old Trekyards, but still very good Trekyards.
Nice plug. And about it being orange, that would have been good, but the Tholian NX ships are blue, so I could see some vague connective tissue.
Yep.
It's sort of neither here nor there. It by definition is different tech if it's an asteroid-based version. But it was for me, a foreshadow, a hint, a tease. All you have to do is get Spock off the ship for the episode to deal with Tholians fully. That's all you have to do, because you can't really know about them fully until after, which they kind of forgone. It was framed, they just barely kept it together. So I liked it. I thought it was nice to see. It still works after 55, 56 years. The idea of them and the way it frames still works.
Mm-hmm. And it was great to see the technology again, for sure. I wouldn't mind seeing Tholians in Strange New Worlds, honestly.
I want it. I need it.
Yes, they are an interesting species for sure. The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, you got to find some clever ways because of canon. Not that they necessarily care too much about that at some points, but you need to find some clever ways to kind of answer questions, like such as Spock, as you said, getting him off the ship. But that being said, he's still like the science officer here, so he would be reading the reports after he got back. So
he does know who they are in TOS. He's just not that well versed.
He does.
He
knows they like their punctuality.
There's just no sense of personal connection with him. But if he'd not been on the ship, then he wouldn't have that personal connection. His ship would, but he wouldn't. So I think that's all you really have to do. Have him do it to Pring's storyline, or dealing with the Cybok storyline when they're doing Tholians. That's all you have to have. And you can imagine Tholians, running through the halls as the spiders they are. Fantastic. I like it.
Anyway, guys, what do you think about the Tholian web-ish episode? Let us know your thoughts on the trap, whether you think it was part of the pirates' plan, whether it was acquired technology, or if it was actually, considering it's outside of Federation space, actually Tholian space, and it's just a trap for any interlopers that come into the area. Let us know your thoughts.
Well, let's be honest, Tholians do strike us as the race that would put traps not even in their space.
It's true.
Just in case!
Like I said, go watch our 100th episode talking about the Tholians. We talk about their whole culture, if you will. So anyways, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out other content by us. Like I said, episode 100. And by all means, join us for lives where we discuss this kind of stuff, and consider joining the channel as well, because you don't want to miss out on any of the cool stuff we do talk about here. So
and support us if you can via Patreon, PayPal, Trekyards@hotmail.com. Join the channel on YouTube, or like I said, monthly on Patreon, or super chatting or super thanking. There are different ways now. Super thanking is in our comments of any video. You could go back to that old Tholian video and click super thanks. You could. My God. Or super chat on our lives. You should. Cameron says it. Or super chat on any of our lives that we do throughout this week and any weeks if you want. They all help massively. So if you can, please do. If you can't, just keep watching and enjoying. But if you can, please do.
I just realized I feel like a Tholian these days with this heat wave that's going on.
And I'll plug, go watch the Tholian Gambit on YouTube, my fan film where I brought TNG Tholians back.
Yes.
With a custom Tholian ship I designed.
It's a great plug. Alright guys, we'll talk to you later. Until then, he is Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley.
Bye everybody.
Hey guys.